gentlemen, welcome back to Hip Hop Radar Underground. I am Sack Juggalo, and today we got the special guest VIP just for kicks in the house. Yo, what is good, man? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, very good, man. Chilling. Thank you for
Hey,
having me on.
oh, it's my pleasure, man. A big shout out to Andrea for setting up this interview. Also, SGR crew, look in the description below. You will find that link tree everywhere you can find concert footage, all that shit, is all in the link tree. So make sure you tap into that. And big shout out to Rudnot, Kahuna, George. Yo, thank you for coming through. Who else we got in here? We got Caitlin in here. Yeah, we got the crew together, man, tonight. So thank y'all for coming through. Big salute. And just for kicks, let everybody know where you're coming from.
Yeah, so I'm out here in Londonderry, New Hampshire, right from the MOCG studios, located in my own basement.
Yes. Hey, that's the best thing, man. Like, I really embrace the fact that young upcoming artists and established artists like yourself don't have to put $10,000 into a studio to get quality music out of it. It's amazing.
No, it's a crazy. I mean, a lot of the equipment had been passed around from place to place as my engineer and business partner, 13 Ball, was like making a lot of my music over the last 5 years. He really just would set up in whatever place we had, and gradually we just got more sound equipment and more, foam and anything that could make it sound a little bit better. And eventually, we got a Kickstarter together, which was the idea of my girlfriend Autumn, and we had a lot of fans pitch in so that we were able to hand build everything from scratch. We did the framing, the drywall. My business partner, 13 Ball, is an electrician as well. So he did all
Nice.
the lights and electricity. And now we have a fully sound deadened studio right here in my home that I can record whenever I need to.
Hey, that's fire. That's fire, man. Because, like, you might just get a itch you need to scratch, in the middle of the night. You don't have to go nowhere but downstairs, dude. That's crazy.
Dude, honestly, it's insane for productivity. I think I actually probably take it for granted now, but a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I should be down here more when I can. But I definitely keep it wide open door for any of the other MOCG artists. MOCG standing for Minds of One Collective Genius. That's the
Mm,
emblem on my hat here. But we keep it open for them. They did a lot during the Kickstarter. Like people donated so that they could get a verse from some of the artists or get a beat that one of our producers made. So they did a lot to chip in, and that's why it's always open doors for them or any other artists they want to work with out of the space.
that's fire. And how many artists are under the label?
It's a good question, actually. I don't even think I can keep count at this point. We hit
Oh,
like
yeah.
17 or 18, and then it started just becoming more like of a family, man.
Mm,
It definitely doesn't. It was very organized at one point, um, but right now we just have so many artists that are out there like killing it. We just want everybody to keep repping the name, and we're very busy with our own artistry that we haven't done too much as a collective. But hopefully this year that changes because we got a lot of songs that have been written and we can track out now and get them
yeah.
pumping out.
That's what's up, man. And if you ever want to send some of your artists over for interviews, man, just hit me up or have them hit me up, and we'll definitely get a date set for
100%. You're gonna get a list after we get off this interview.
them. Let's go, man.
A lot of talent out here in New
This is
England.
what I live for, right here. Now they're all local to you or around your area.
Yeah, so everyone is New England based. So
Mm,
either New Hampshire, Massachusetts, but we're branching out anywhere from Maine, um, Vermont, Rhode Island, anything like that, because we want to still be able to keep like getting together physically as a
yeah.
thing. We're open to expanding from there, but some of our producers who started here in New England have moved out west to LA,
Okay.
Huntington Beach area as well.
Huntington Beach is fire,
Hollywood,
bro.
yeah.
I remember I took a bunch of mushrooms. We went down there,
Oh shit,
ate a
that
bunch
sounds
of mushrooms, and went surfing. It was the only time I went surfing. It was crazy.
what?
I
I have
mean,
not been surfing. I just started snowboarding this year.
oh, that's
Started
fire.
embracing the outdoors during the winter. Usually that's my time to be inside making music, but
Facts.
it's been a good time.
Hey, that's dope though, man. And just for the people out there, man, and I don't want to like hype you up too much, but this guy right here, man, he has talent so good that other talent, like big talent, is recognizing what he's doing. You said you had Echo take you on tour, right?
So yeah, that was actually through Webby.
Oh, Webby,
I
I'm sorry.
had done a feature with Echo right before we ended up going on tour, which was really cool.
That's fire.
But yeah, it was actually through Webby. I met Chris Webby through Ben Prue. Shout out Ben Prue. That dude has put me on to pretty
He's such
much
a great
everything.
directing talent. Like that dude is crazy good.
Facts. No, he's one of the best dudes I know too. That's the thing, is that like you can be very talented. If you're a dick, I don't really want to spend my time with you. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So Ben Prue is totally a super good dude, and he just eventually was like, "Yo, like Webby's here at the studio. You want to come through?" Like introduced us. Everything was cool, and um, then I ended up opening a show locally with Webb. That was actually booked by Leeds Edutainment. He books a lot of the talent out here in
Okay.
New England, or at least has for the last, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. Like he put a lot of names on,
That's what's up.
but yeah, I booked a show through him, opened up for Webb, and that was the same year that I was in a couple of Webb's music videos through Ben Prue,
That's
and
what's up.
uh, and then a couple of years later, he's calling me up to open up for him as he came through locally in New Hampshire, and then turned into full blown tour with
That's
Dizzy Wright. That was what was nuts. Is that when his manager, shout out Chris Fury, when he called me up and said, "Yeah, we're gonna put Dizzy Wright on the tour," I was like, "Dude, this is fire."
right now. Now you've obviously been doing shows for quite a while now. Are these some of the bigger stages that you've been on recently?
Facts. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did open for Disney locally, also booked by Leeds at another venue called Sonia. Booked a couple shows opening for Cess Crew.
Cess is fire.
Yeah, Ubiquitous is dope. I met him a couple times. Wax,
Wax
done
is
a show
fire
with him.
too. Yeah.
But yeah, and then as far as probably the biggest shows I've ever done, absolutely was on that tour with Webby, Dizzy, and Echo. Man, I mean, there's this place out in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and it
Oh.
had huge LED screen, huge stage. Like you would never know from the outside. It looked like a frat house or some shit.
Oh
And
wow.
you go inside, and I was like, damn, this is a mad small bar. Where's the stage at? And they were like upstairs. You go upstairs, and it's like a whole ass like gymnasium.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, it felt like Willy Wonka. Where, like, the door is like hella small, and you open, or like Alice in Wonderland type shit, where you're just like, how did this fit in here? Like,
right.
it's crazy, bro. But yeah, that was some of the craziest shows that I have ever done. And the smaller venues were some of the more packed ones.
Mm.
Those ended up being more lit as far as like parties and shit. Like just like jumping in the crowd, like everyone's just like going nuts and like the Ozarks. Like,
Hey, I'll
like
tell you, some of the best shows I've ever seen were like in bars, or I saw ICP in a pool hall. You know what I'm saying? Like small venue shit. Those are some of the best shows, man.
yeah, agreed. Sometimes like that more intimate setting,
Yeah.
it just makes for a whole nother feeling.
Right, because you know everybody's there for that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like I've been to big concerts, like rock concerts, will have 4 or 5 acts. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody's there for every act. So
Yeah.
that's the shit. When you know everybody's there for you, and to see what you're going to bring out, some new shit, maybe play some of that old shit. That's what it's about.
Honestly, man, the best part about open up for like Webb was like, I mean, I did have like a handful of fans. It was crazy to like meet people out in Missouri that were like, "Yo, I've been waiting for you to come out here for years." I'm like, "How the hell you know who I am?" Like,
Hey.
but what was really cool was that these people would rock with me that had no clue who I was.
Mm.
I just came out as the opener. No one heard my name before. And when I came out and started doing my thing, they were fucking with me. And that told me, like, all right, this isn't about like popularity contests. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they dig the music. They
Yeah.
speak for yourself. And that is the most rewarding thing ever, man.
Yeah, because a lot of time when you see an opening act, people just kind of standing around with their back to the stage and fucking with their phones, and you're like, "Fuck it, I got a show to do." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still gonna hit this
Yeah.
fucking stage as hard as I can hit it.
I'm not gonna lie, like some crowds are harder than others to win over for sure,
Facts.
but you know it becomes the challenge of it, you know, the chase, and when you do win them over, it's a great feeling.
Bet, especially like I'm sure you're the type of guy who will walk through the crowd after your set and be like, "Hey, what are you guys fucking with? How'd you feel about that?"
100%,
Yeah,
100%. I'm big on feedback, even on like social media, man. Like I answer people on social media. You know, obviously not every minute of every day. I got a life to live, but like
yeah,
when I get on my phone, I see the notifications. I'm gonna answer you, and some people tell me like straight up, they're like, "Yo, I wasn't really rocking with this song," and I'm like, "All right, cool. Like let's dive into specifics because I'm always trying to get better. I'm
right.
not too good to hear that. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
dude, I'm
what's up.
always trying to be better, and it's crazy. Then I meet fans out at shows, and they're like, "Yo, you were mad down to earth. Like I was messaging you about how I wasn't feeling one of your songs, but like this last shit you dropped was fire." And it's like,
That's what's
"Oh,
up.
cool. Like I'm glad you stuck around for a half a sec. You know what I mean? Didn't just
Right? Because that
tune it
means a
all
lot.
out."
Like, okay, cool. You listened to a few of my tracks. You didn't like one. You let me know. You know, gave me that positive feedback, and still fuck with my music. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's
I
crazy
want
cool
to have an
shit.
attitude about it, be like, well, fuck you, then, like, you know,
Right.
then you never grow, first of
Right.
all. And second of all, like, you missing out on a lot of important people because the fans are the other half of
Mm.
what I do.
Big
If I
facts.
did this for nobody at all, which obviously there was a time that was the case, but if I was still doing it for nobody, man, like, that shit would not be as fun.
Right. But you know, as a writer, I'm sure you would be writing even if you weren't making music, just to get
100%,
shit out.
100%. I mean, that started as I would, you know, go throughout a day. Then your head hits the pillow at the end of the day, and you start replaying everything back in your head. Like,
Yup.
man, I shouldn't have said this. I should have done this differently. Man, I really made a fool out of myself doing this, and I would kick myself a lot. So I started to rhyme like to distract myself from those thoughts,
Okay.
and that turned into just like a hobby that I never recorded really music or anything like that. I just would write kind of to myself. And then it took my buddy who I was chilling with today. Some people know him as Clueless. He's definitely going to be releasing music again soon under
Mm.
the name Recluse. But he was my buddy since college, and he was like, you know what, I want to rap. He's like, what you mean you want to rap? Are you sure you want to do that? He's like, yeah, I want to rap. And I was like, well, shit, I've low key been write raps. And like, if you put your all into this, I'm down to like put my all into this. The
That's what's
ironic
up.
thing is that I use Chris Webby as the example. I was like, man, if this dude from the suburbs of Connecticut can do it, like we can do it from our suburbs here in New Hampshire.
Facts. Facts.
What's
And
the
he does
difference,
it
right?
well. Like, shout out to
Oh,
Webby,
he's a
man.
true
Like,
guy, dog. Shout out Webby, man.
yeah, he's a
Dude,
master of his craft. And, you
I
know,
was
that's the same dude who'll be like, I got more to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was a fan of Webb well before I ever wanted to rap. I mean, he's honestly probably my biggest inspiration to rap. So for him to take me on tour was like,
oh, that's dope, man. Yeah,
yeah,
that makes it a whole nother level of awesome.
dude. I would have. I mean, you could take a rapper 10 times his size. If they hit me up about tour, I'd be like, obviously, yo, this is crazy, but
Right.
it hits different when exactly how you wanted it to happen, it happened, and like I don't know, it just makes sense that like I'm bringing out fans that are buying tickets to his shows because like of all the opportunities he's given me. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lovely ecosystem.
And it's a
Yeah,
cool thing because look, you guys are all independent artists, right? Sony ain't gonna reach out to you and be like, "Let me help you, bud." You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
that's
they
not
ain't gonna do
not
that shit.
banking on it.
They'll wiggle some money at you and be like, "Hey, you want this? You like that? Come on, come here. I got you, motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta drop 3 albums for you before you can get out, and you're like, "Ugh, like why did I sign this?"
Yeah, no, I definitely know that that's not the course I'm at least taking. You know what I mean? If you can do that shit, more power to you. If it works out for you, even better. But
Right? Because NF went
not
through
not the
that,
path
right?
I'm on.
NF went through a 3 album deal with the
Capital
Christian
Records.
side of what the hell was that label?
Was it Capital or was it
Maybe it was Christian Capital. Yeah, it was like the Christian side of Capital
right?
Records, and he dropped three albums for them, and then got out and built his own empire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has some cash stacked up. I'm sure he's very frugal in what he does. He doesn't seem like the dude who goes out and buy a Bentley or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got 3 Gucci belts. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense.
It's so ironic because I was going to use Joyner Lucas as an example as well of like, getting signed. He got signed to Atlantic, then
Right.
like bought his way out his deal.
Yeah.
And because he was making his own moves. But he did go and buy a Bentley. So
Right.
like, he bought quite a few cars. So
And Hobson went out
not
and
the
bought a
best.
Lambo. You know what I'm saying? But they got to a point in their
That's what
career.
I think that's what got him. My boy Trevor Finney, who is shooting all the videos for Joyner's tour, he told me that one of the coolest moments on tour was they were in Hobson's Lambo eating Skittles.
That's
and,
fire.
And I think that probably lit a little fire under Joyner's ass. Like, yo, you know what? I need a nice ass car too.
Right.
You know,
I mean, you work
I
that
want to eat Skittles
long.
in a nice ass car too.
Yeah, you work that long. You deserve some nice things for yourself. But you don't need 15 Lambos. You know what I'm saying? You don't need, excessive amounts of one thing to be happy. You reach your goal, cool. Buy yourself something. I'm all for that. Like, if I had money, I might upgrade to Levi's instead of Walmart pants. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying.
Maybe, just maybe.
Facts.
Like a little going, wow.
Rude Knock said, you need 16 Lambos. You need to work yourself up to 31 so you have one for every day of the month.
Actual quote from Joyner though, when we were on set for one of his videos, he said, he's like, yo, I got to get another house before I get another car because I don't have anywhere else to park one. And I was like, oh, shut up, dude. That's your biggest problem right now. Get out of here.
You better start extending that garage. I've seen people dig under their house and have like an elevator that pops
Like,
their shit up.
That go down. Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. They hiding their cars underground. You ain't stealing that shit.
I'll be real, man. I don't really care for all that. The next whip that I want to be able to afford is a electric VW bus. They're coming out with those. They're called like the Buzz ID.
What?
So it's like the old ass like Volkswagen, either what are they called, like Wagoneers or just the big buses that they had, Westphalias.
Yeah, they have the camper in there, and sometimes they have the pop top on the top.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get that in electric.
That'd be
few
fire.
years down the line, they haven't come out yet, but that's what I'm saving up for, man. Like I don't need no.
See, that's
special,
goals.
like Lamborghini or nothing. No, I want a big ass hippie van.
That shit
I
is gonna be
can
fast as
go
fuck too,
around
because
the country.
facts. And those motherfucking electric vehicles are fast as fuck. So that bus is gonna be fast. Like the old ones, they were slow as fuck.
Yeah.
These new ones are gonna be hot.
Over the pandemic, I was really debating buying like an old Westphalia and fixing it up and shit, but it just seemed risky, man. Like if it just became a clunker, and like if I'm trying to drive super far and I get stranded, not ideal, right? So
Right.
I figured a brand new electric one. Once they got all those electric places you can plug in on the big highways and shit,
Yeah.
I saw a lot of those on tour. I was like, okay, shit, America's ready for it. Let's go.
Getting there, man. I mean, they ain't as prevalent as gas stations, but I say in the next 10 years, they're going to be more prevalent. You know what I'm saying? They'll be out in the middle of nowhere with a charge,
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I live in New Hampshire, so if they got them out here, they probably gonna have them most places across the country.
Big facts. Big facts. So we got about 8 minutes left. I want to jump into a video. You want to do something for the people?
Yeah, absolutely. I know you were promoting with Sunshine. I mean, the most recent thing I dropped was Croc, and I would like to announce that I have another song coming out. Won't have a video for it, at least right away, but it's going to be called Bless You, and it's with Knox Beats, which if you know anything about Knox Beats, he produced for Joyner for a very long time, still is producing joints for him, but he produces the majority of Tokens stuff, and he also does webs and engineers a lot of Chris Webby's music. So very excited that I got a joint with him, and we got more on the way as well. Hey. But this most recent one is Croc. So definitely check that out. And shout out to Lucid Walls for shooting this music video. It was produced by my homie Maze Taylor. He's part of the Minds of One Collective Genius. And he sampled the Crocodile song from Peter Pan.
Oh, shit. Let's go, man. Yeah, I ain't heard this one yet. Y'all ready for this out there?
Yeah, shout out to Skelly Beats for engineering this as well.
Right now, we got Just for Kicks. This one's called Crocs. This is a YouTube exclusive, so make sure you hit that link down below and get to that YouTube link. Let's go.
Hey, yo. It's been a couple years, but figured I'd remind you that I'm never gonna stop, never gonna stop. Happy New Year, like the ball never even dropped. Another year past the clock, so tick-tock. So it's time I drop a rhyme and snap like a croc. You're a jock, strapping Glocks, game on lock. Ain't a word of that is true, you probably rock Crocs. Come in your spot, blowing smoke, bins or a box. You're hooked, talk the talk, but it's a plank that you're walking on that open water. Wanna hope they never gonna toss you overboard. Have a crocodile come pull you under. They just smile, you playing blind, no Stevie Wonder. You run a mile, still left behind, no name and number. Captain of a ship, never leaving no ports. So competitive, never winning no scores. Miss the whole point, couldn't sip in my court. You ain't got the balls, couldn't fit in my drawers. Red Sox for some Jeter fans. Celtics, yeah, we fill the stands. And when I'm out on tour, I need a seat in the van. Peter Pan, where I stop, never land, yeah. So when I'm out on tour, I need a seat in the van. Peter Pan, where I stop, never land, yeah.
Woo! He even had to put that Neverland and Peter Pan bar over there. Let's go. Hey, he smashed that beat, dog. He smashed that beat. You still on mute.
Thank you, brother. I knew I was going to forget that, too.
Hey, no worries, man. Hey, you got the fire emojis in there. Lyrical game for days. Love it. Hey, that's what's up. Caitlin feeling it. Hey, that's what's up. Make sure you guys hit that link down below. Do not miss out on what this guy's doing, because I just recently found out about him. Shout out to Andrea again, and I'm glad I do, because tomorrow we got live. I'm gonna drop a couple of these tracks on that motherfucking live, and we're gonna get this word out, man.
Yeah, much love. I mean, I've been doing this a minute now, so definitely proud of what we've done, but we got a lot to go, and yeah, I mean, at Just for Kicks JFK on everything, man. I don't really fuck with Twitter that much, to be honest, but Instagram, Facebook, YouTube specifically is where you can find the majority of my work, because yeah, I take a lot of pride in the video end of things. But check me out on Spotify, Just for Kicks. You know, look me up on Apple Music, whatever you listen to music on, man, I'm there.
Hey, that's right. That's right. Make sure you hit that link. Everything you need to know is in that link. And I myself prefer IG to Twitter as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just the app that I'm on. You know, I have like some friends that I speak with on Snapchat, but I'm not on there too frequently. TikTok, I'm trying, man. I made quite a few videos last year, but just gave up on it after a little while. This isn't my like natural go-to. I came from the era of Instagram,
right?
And honestly, Facebook. I'm an old head, I guess.
Hey, I was fucking around on MySpace. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Shit, if only Tom.
I liked MySpace way more than I liked Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because you could customize it more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was definitely more for individuals, creatives. It was definitely dope for that.
Yeah.
But you could, I mean, I think Facebook's network of being able to reach people is just expanded so wide.
Yeah. It's almost if you weren't there.
Instagram and you can seamlessly kind of like hit two places at once.
Right.
That is so ideal for me.
Yeah, no, exactly. Especially since I imagine you probably don't have a social media manager as of yet.
Nah, that's this guy right here.
Yeah, so yeah, condense that shit.
You know, I'm the writer. I even track my own vocals a lot of the time if my boy 13 Ball isn't here with me, or I'm not working with Knox. But I mean, yeah, management, social media management, booking agent. That's all me.
That's what's up. So. That's a lot of money you're saving too. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of money.
Yeah, eventually I'll rather get to the point where I can just pay somebody to do it and I don't got to worry about it because
Right.
it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work for one guy, but that's the whole independent grind.
Yeah.
I respect people doing it at a very, very high level, higher than mine, because it ain't easy.
It ain't easy. It takes a lot of hours. That's the thing. You'll put out a 3 4 minute track, but that 3 4 minute track took, months of hours of time to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta promote. I gotta, drop or get, some type of album cover done. I gotta shoot a music video, all this editing and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of time to go through for just 3 or 4 minutes.
No, for real. You hit the nail on the head, man. That's exactly it.
Hell yeah. And shout out to management. That's right, Root. Music is gas through home, homie. Oh, music is gas though, homie. Why did I say through? I'm dyslexic as fuck. Yo, we got about a minute left, and when this ends, just hit that original link, the Zoom link I hit you. It'll put you right back in this because I'm broke as fuck and I can't afford Zoom.
No worries. No worries.
Right, I
You
appreciate
keep it
that.
running.
Yes, sir. So we got less than a minute. Is there anything you want to let the people know that they might not know about you?
Just look out for MOCG Media. That's Minds of One Collective Genius. We got a whole tribe of people out here in New England, and they're making really, really good music. So it's not just me. There's some talent out here, man. Check it out.
Hey, that's what's up, man. We got to shout out the whole gang, man, because if okay, so like ICP back in the day didn't have social media, you know what I'm saying? I'm a huge juggalo, right? I love ICP. So this one time they were talking about how they're going to get their music outside of Detroit. So they put up a map and they blindfolded a motherfucker and they threw a dart at the map and it landed in Dallas, Texas. So every day at 3 o'clock they were in Dallas, Texas at a different high school handing out pressers of their tapes like, hey, what do you guys listen to out here? Ah, shit. That's all right. We get them back on here. 1 second. And I know the SGR crew heard this story a million times, but it's such a great story, you know. And why ain't this starting? Come on. There we go. Ain't slow to the party. Let's go. We'll get JFK back in here in just a moment. How are y'all doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing great, having a great week. We almost to Friday. We gonna be jamming out tomorrow. We got a bunch of new music on the playlist. I can't wait to get into it. Runock over there just dropped his mixtape. That's what I like. I like that idea that you put that together, man. That's dope. Sorry about the inconvenience, folks. Until we can get back on top of things, that $15 a month for Zoom, it just ain't there yet. But, we'll get back to that. Sorry about that, man. I appreciate you, JFK, man, for hitting that link again, man.
Yeah, you good? Of course, bro.
Just high chilling. That's what I'm talking about, George. Got to stay on that level, right? Yeah, my dude Runock in the chat, he just dropped a mixtape today, so definitely go check that out, guys. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, so they were at a different high school in Dallas, just handing out tapes, like mini tapes, not the whole album. So when they got back to Detroit, they sold 50,000 albums. Yeah, 50,000 albums in Dallas. And they're like, let's throw another fucking dart, like,
Yeah, what the hell? It's
right?
fire. It's crazy because that same sort of thing, me and my business partner at 13 Ball were doing was we were writing down on a whiteboard in the studio the cities that we want to hit. And we were going to target, say like Spotify ads there or something like that, right? And some of the cities that we wrote down were on the tour that I got the call from Chris Webby's manager, Chris Fury. Shout out again, Chris Fury. When he called me up about the tour, they were on the board, and
That's
I was
fire.
like, yo, we're gonna hit these spots, man. That's crazy. Not all of them, of course. Like we definitely were like planning a different route, something a little bit like, you know, not as far across, but because Chris Webby is Chris Webby, we were able to get out to like the Midwest, and
Yeah.
it was really dope watching like a lot of Midwesterners were fucking with Dizzy writes stuff a lot more, and yeah, it was a really really good time, really special thing that some of the cities that we specifically wanted to hit, we were able to hit.
That's super cool, man. Those are just bucket list items, you know what I'm saying? And then you're going to go back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know what I'm saying? And really, really be able to headline your own shit out there, you know what I'm saying? And people are already going to know who you are.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. We want to take like some people from the Minds One Collective Genius Squad out there, and be able to, you know, just have our own shows, because it's been really cool how some of the fans that I met out on tour listened to other artists and became fans instantly of people in our squad, like Life, J Faith, Chemic, all these artists, man.
That's fire.
That they were like dropping music at the time that I was out on tour, and they started listening to them. That's just to name a few.
Hey, that's exactly what it's about, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I have a chance to be able to promote somebody, it isn't like I want you to owe me something over it. I want to see you succeed. And I'm sure that's the same thing between you and the other artists in your collective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't doing this so I'll get something out of it. I'm doing this because I want you to shine. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts. We all got love for each other, and we realize, you know, like you get farther with a team than just out there on your own. You know, for every new thing that I can learn, we got, you know, 10, 15 other people that like could be learning something else, and then you guys just tell each other what you learn. Yeah. And things start to develop a lot more rapidly. So like shout out to a dude, Aaron Brown is probably our youngest member. Dude's like 21 years old right now. And he's been crushing it, man. He's been working with Knox Beats almost as long as Token has.
Oh, nice.
And he's developed his sound so well. And I know that kid is gonna do insane things. So anything that I know that I can, you know what I mean, that it took me 5 years to learn, I'd rather teach him in 1 year, right?
Right.
Just see how far things can go. But
that's what I'm talking about. See, humble ass dude. You got your shit in order. You know what I'm saying? You got a nice studio. I'm sure your house is nice. In fact, it's so nice. Who was shooting a video in your house?
Oh, yeah.
Who was that?
So
Who's that guy?
Token's music video, Toy Story, was shot at my house. It started off like in the backyard and shit, and he was like riding a bike through my street, and then half a video he needed to be like running down the stairs out the room and all that shit. So he was just doing that shit throughout my house. So I was down here chilling with my girl, but
hey, that's still an honor to be able. Token's like, hey, I need to use your house for a shoot. You're like, what day, bro? You know what I'm saying?
That's happened a couple different times. I mean, he used my boy Con Knight. He's another member of Minds One Collective Genius. They burned down a building on his land. For a Token video. I'm trying to think of the name of the video, but he basically owned like a farmland that there was like a shack there from like some sort of animal, like pigs or something. And they lit it on fire, and the whole shit was up in flames in the background while like Token's rapping. Insane, because like
that's fucking dope, dude.
You can try with the green screen shit,
right?
And, like, computer effects. There's nothing like lighting some shit on fire, bro.
Right. The production value goes through the roof at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, we're always helping out the team, man. Like I'm all for any New England artist that like needs a hand. I want to see it go well. Because I think we're doing something real special out here that people need to hear. And again, it's not just me.
Exactly. That's 100, man. Now, you had mentioned that before we started recording, one of my favorite rappers ever, Jordan Lucas, that you have a relationship with this man, and that you, have a friendship with him. I shouldn't say relationship, but I guess it is a relationship, but it's a friendship.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna paint the picture that I'm like good, close friends with the guy, but professionally, I've been on sets for almost all of his music videos, so I do know, oh, I know him very well, and the man is very good at rapping. He's good at what he does,
Yeah.
but uh, but yeah, I mean, being around that level of this game really opens your eyes
Mm.
to, if you just staying around the same people doing the same things, like that's probably all you're ever going to do.
Right.
Watching Joyner and his expedient success from when they recorded I'm Not Racist, when
Mm-hmm.
they shot this video, me and a bunch of my hometown friends were there, but I hadn't been on set for that specific one.
Mm.
But with the director Ben Prue, and his his teammate at the time Connor, Alex Stinson, they sat me down and we watched the video, the first cut, and he was like, after the video, he just goes, "What do you think?" And I was like, "I think this is gonna make some waves, man." And they were like, "That's what we're trying to do." Sure enough, it's on the 7 o'clock news, and it's on NBC, and then he's got Eminem and Chris Brown reaching out to him.
Yeah.
Insane for to watch that happen. That was after he had already signed Atlantic, so Atlantic was like, boom, baby, like we just hit the jackpot.
Right.
But he ended up buying his way out the deal, which one of very very smart moves for an artist to go back to independent when you have that kind of shine going on.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it wakes you up. It makes you push yourself way harder watching someone do that sort of stuff.
Let me ask you: were you on the set of Will?
I'm in the video.
Now,
So my
seeing that
buddy,
production take place, that's a different type of shit, right? Like, I mean, you got
bro,
people fucking everywhere.
so we were working our ass off as we because first of all you got to like set up everything, right? So I'm all hands on deck. That's why I'm there helping out. My boy Kyle Knight, who I just mentioned, part of Monster One Collective Genius, he was helping out. And if you look in the very beginning of the video, you got things moving, and like Kyle is like first thing when you start the video. Then I'm helping move out a green screen, and then
That's
later
fire. Because
I'm
I
putting
watched that video a
sunglasses on
million
him.
times. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just watched that video a million times. Now I'm gonna have to go back to find you. That's fire.
Yeah, so actually, so mine's one collective genius, right? What this symbol is for is written on the back of my sweatshirt, and I put on sunglasses right before he does the bad boy shit.
That's fire.
And then after that, I'm like putting down a chair or whatever. But shout out the whole squad that helped out there. I mean, Ball Dog Productions, Jamie, who was the producer there, and yeah, I mean Ben Peru puts on clinics, man. Like this dude, when he shoots a music video, it's the realest deal. So that just being on set for that is what allowed me to be able to, on a smaller level, grab a video director or something like that and say, okay, I want to do this, and here's how we're going to do it. So I can kind of ride on a smaller budget, but with like the proper lighting, the proper editing. I always have my eye on the right editors.
Yeah.
That's why I've worked with dudes like Trevor Finney from Limitless, Ready Set Toast, Mason Rourke with MR Videos. I mean, yeah, just lots of dudes. Most recently, Lucid Walls. So check him out because he did great work on Croc.
Oh shit, that's what I'm talking about. See, now these are the it's just important for them to be able to team up with someone like you as it is for you to team up with someone like them. You know what I'm saying? Like you both need each other to put out a product. So that's fire.
Everything is teamwork, man. Like I
Yeah.
can't ride around like, oh, I rap. It's like, but what would I do without my producers? You know what I mean? Some of them are my best friends. Q
That's
Quick,
what's up.
Nate Taylor. now working with Knox. But you also have the engineer, right? Without Skelly Beats recording me, or in this next song's case, Knox recording it. For years, it was my boy 13 Ball recording all my shit, and for years he was doing that shit for free. When we were first starting out, like it was just like he was like, "Nah, I believe in you."
That's
so
what's up.
The moment I got asked to go on tour, he was like, "Yeah, man, like I'm there, I'm coming."
That's
And
fire.
and same with my my roommate. He just moved out, but shout out G2. That man, took his camera, hopped in the van with us, and we took this shit across the country with the boys Chris Webby and Dizzy Wright and Echo, and he fucking worked his ass off to put out like clips of me doing this stuff like every single day.
That's cool, man.
So it takes a village, man. It's a team.
That's facts. Because you can't do everything yourself, like you said, with the social media and everything that you run. To put all that extra shit on you as well. How often do you think you drop music? You know what I'm saying? Maybe a few tracks a year. That'd be crazy.
You can't. Yeah, that's why it's beautiful to have the studio now, where it's like, okay, I can at least track myself, and then outsource for audio, because obviously, with Skelly Beats living out in LA, that would be tough. We can't fly out to North Hollywood every time I want to record a song. I ain't got the budget for that.
Right. Soon enough, though. Soon enough.
You're working on it every day, man.
Let me ask you this question. I like to ask this question, folks. Let's say money wasn't an object anymore. You know what I'm saying? You had everything that you'll ever need. You know what I'm saying? Where are your top 3 houses?
I
mean, you can have more than 3, but just the top 3.
So the first thing I would do is what I'm doing is buy the exact house I'm in. This was my home growing up, and it's the only place that I've ever called home, and it's the only place I ever want to be my home. I love it here in Londonderry. It's a fantastic town with a great school system that I could see myself having kids in, right?
That's what's up.
But I also really, really did enjoy it when I visited California, the times that I have. There were some spots that I would obviously kill to have houses out there. If I was trying to have like an East Coast and a West Coast spot. But lately with the snow, man, I've been thinking when I'm older and I'm retired, and, depending on what happens with the family, right? Maybe I got grandkids I got to stay here for or whatever. But if it's up to me, I would love to live somewhere like Virginia, maybe north, like top of North Carolina area.
Okay.
Because it's just like places in Cali where it's like that perfect, like 70 degrees all the time.
Right.
Where it's just like, things get a little bit colder, but they're not freezing.
Right.
And then, it gets a little bit warmer in the summer, but it's not insane where you're just like, I can't breathe.
Yeah, the further you go south, the thicker that shit gets. That's for damn sure. Mm-hmm. I used to live.
I could not live in Florida. No offense to my Florida homies, but
right. You go in there, your ass has to have like a respirator or something to breathe. That's big facts. So, you want to jump into another track?
Yeah, we'd love to, man. I think one that really explains me well is Sunshine. It was one of the ones that you're using to promote. Yeah. And it was shot at my parents' lake house with my family celebrating my birthday. So it's just me and the homies kind of being us.
Hey, that's what's up. And this is the shit that you have memories of for the rest of your life,
Thanks, man. Thanks.
This is the shit you'll be telling your grandkids about. Be like, hey, one time we went up to the Summer Lake house and we got into some crazy shit. Don't let me catch you doing some crazy shit, kids. Yeah. Yo, we got my dude Just for Kicks right here. This one's called Sunshine. Let's go.
I love the feeling of that sunshine all up on my face. Man, I'm feeling good today. Whether on a long drive, hanging by the ocean, cruising on my board, or chilling at the lake. I love the sun shine all up on my face. Man, I'm feeling good today. Whether on a long drive, hanging by the ocean, cruising on my board, or chilling at the lake. Man, I'm feeling good today. Man, I'm feeling good today. Love the feeling of that sunshine. Got me feeling good today. I got that old ball cap for hat, Arizona happen hat. Man, I like the watermelon, reaching there and pass it back. Cruising with the homies, ain't got nothing to do but soaking up the sun beach, watching YouTube. Not concerned with the media, friends are all comedians. The sun is shining bright and the temperature be heating up. We getting ourselves fresh air. We got everything we need right here. I love that sunshine all up on my face. Man, I'm feeling good today. Whether on a long drive, hanging by the ocean, cruising on my board, or chilling at the lake. Man, I'm feeling good today. Man, I'm feeling good today. Love the feeling of that sunshine. Got me feeling good today. If you jump in there, then I'll jump too. Not a cloud in the sky, man, the sky is blue. And the grass is green and the water is clear. Nice breeze blowing trees in the atmosphere. Hey, the captain's here, I'ma steer my boat. It don't matter where we going as long as we stay afloat. It's a crazy world, I'm just trying to keep my sanity. Thankful for my friends and every fan of me. They family, my relatives support me every step of the way. Know my mom half the reason that I'm standing here today. When it's time to take the stage, you don't have to wait in line. So come on and watch your sun shine. I love that sunshine all up on my face. Man, I'm feeling good today. Whether on a long drive, hanging by the ocean, cruising on my board, or chilling at the lake. Man, I'm feeling good today.
Hey, that's that sunshine, boy. I'm telling you, hey, that's a jam right there. You're still on mute.
See, you gotta
There
remind me,
you go.
man. Thank you.
No worries, brother. I got you, man.
Yeah, no, that one was a lot of fun. Shout out to Ready Set Toast. That's my roommate, Eric. He shot that, and yeah, it was just a chill ass day, man. We went out, we chilled with the family, and recorded a little video. That one was just like, yeah, super near and dear to my heart because it was like authentic. You know what I mean? Like it was just. It was
Well, you're
great.
basically documenting your summer vacation with your family. I mean, that's what family and friends. You know what I'm saying? You had your mom in the video. That's fire. Was your dad the boat captain?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man, to be able to do something that and also add your parents into it because that's going to be memories that you know what I'm saying? That and it's all documented. That's fire.
Yeah, man, my whole life been documented. I mean, speaking of Ready Set Toast, we shot a music video every single month of 2018.
Nice.
So we had some crazy videos, and then the really cool project that we did was on New Year's. I used to put out this thing called Happy New Year, right? Every New Year's Day, I would drop a music video.
Is that why you referenced it's not a new year in that last video? See,
yeah.
See, exactly. I catch your shit, bro. I'm catching shit
because it was dropped in January, and it's just like I had stopped. I put away the Happy New Year thing, but I was like, you know what? I think it's time I drop something like that, right?
Hey.
So what I would do is I'd recap the last year, talk about what I'm about to do this year. But with 2019, what we did was I made a calendar where we would flip the calendar for each month, and we reshot the settings that I was in for each music video of each month in 2019 for Happy New Year 2019. So every 4 bars, I'm switching up my flow.
That's crazy.
And the video is switching to a music video setting that you had seen. So like I did like an Ice Ice Baby remix in February 2018. So the second thing that you see is me. It goes from me like in the Times Square, which is the same as Happy New Year 2018. It starts off like that, then it flips, and I'm in Project 2 Studios, you know, recording that Ice Ice Baby thing, but I'm rapping the Happy New Year thing, and then, you know, it flips again, and so on and so forth. So that was like one of the craziest projects that we concepted, and I know that the super fans, like, they love that shit. They dig that shit so much.
That's fire. I mean, that's super creative, man. Like, that's out of the box thinking that as myself as a consumer, I'm going to have to go back and like put all that shit on the list. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get that.
You see that video, and then you're like, if one or two of the videos clicked, then you're like, what are the other ones? Like, what? Like, now I got to relate it.
Exactly. I got to go back to the beginning and start it afresh. See, that's
yeah. If you go from Happy New Year 2018, it suggests the next video every month,
okay.
and you can literally follow it, and then hit 2019, and you'll understand every reference.
I'm going to be there, dude. I'm taking that fucking journey. That's what's up, man. 12 videos in a year, dude. That's a fucking shit ton of work, bro. How grueling was that?
Yeah, it was all I did. I mean, I really, really put everything aside, was so focused on music being my, everything. And shout out to Ready Set Toast for putting all of that work in to just make sure every month we had something. There was one month that it didn't drop on my YouTube. It was with my boy Jay Faith. He had a song he featured me on, and I was like, yo, we're doing a video. I mean, this counts for November, right?
Hey, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, my dude Runock in the chat got a question for you.
Yeah,
he said, how was your first experience smoking marijuana, and what strain you got right now?
Yeah, I love this. So I have like 3 different strains right now. I couldn't even tell you what the names are.
Yeah.
Because I don't really even care that much about that shit.
He got indica, sativa, and hybrid.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly, like I got an indica bag, of course, and then I got a sativa bag. I think the other one is more sativa, but it is a bit of hybrid. But yeah, exactly. I just need different feeling. I don't really care about the name of the strain or nothing like that much. Unless it's Pineapple Express. Pineapple Express is my favorite movie, so every time that shit come around, I nerd out so much.
But, you almost smoke and watch. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. No, but my first experience smoking weed was I had a treehouse when I was younger, and the thing is like I built it with my dad when I was like 13. Like I helped him like put it all together and shit. And he kind of showed me how to use some tools and shit. It was a cool experience that we did together.
Yeah.
But it was also weird that like I didn't have a treehouse when I was a little kid. I had it when I was like 13. So the only shit I was doing was shit I shouldn't have been doing it.
Right.
So yeah, I'm like 14 years old at the time, and we made like a little makeshift bong out of like a pen and a water bottle and a socket wrench, tin foil and shit. All that shit that I would never smoke on today. Like I'm like, shit, if it ain't glass or joint paper, I'm all set. Like,
right.
Out of some weird shit. But,
I remember the first time.
Maybe like a fruit. Like if you have like an apple bowl or some shit, I'm like, that's cool. I'll hit that.
Yeah.
But, or an old wood pipe, corncob pipe or something. But no, we made this makeshift like water bottle thing, and we were up in my treehouse, and it was pretty cool. It was like baking it. Felt like that 70s show. We were just like sitting there, fucking whole shit's filled with smoke, like.
And the parents never came out to check on you. That's the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The problem is that so my parents weren't home at the time, but the problem is that my dad did find the like little burnt tinfoil piece later. A couple days later, I like kicked it. Something I like lost it. Was like too stoned to what I was doing. And then he finds it, and he knows exactly what that shit is. And he's just like,
right.
What the hell are you been up to? You know what I mean? Calls me right out, and I was like, oh shit.
You're like, I don't know what that is. Don't fuck with me, son. Your daddy knows.
Now I can rip a bong and like wave at my pops, and he's just like, well, you're a fucking adult. You make your own decisions.
Hey, that's what's up,
really,
man.
I'm not exactly lazy, right? That
right.
was their biggest way. They didn't want me to be lazy, but now the world's changed quite a bit. Marijuana is such more of a normal thing.
Yeah, and it's way more stonier than it used to be. Like 38, 42%, and he was just like, dude, I remember when I was a kid, it wouldn't even get close to half of this. Like the best shit.
I think that a lot of people were closet stoners. I think they were like, oh, it's not socially acceptable, so like you only knew if someone smoked if you were really close to them.
Right.
But low key, everybody be smoking weed. Now people, it's so funny. And even back in college, right? I'd be stoned and shit, and people be like, bro, you look wicked high, and I'm like, that's because I am. Like, what the fuck? Obviously, like,
you're in
what
college.
are you worried about, bro? I'm like people would be like, yo, I think every like they get paranoid. I think everyone knows that we're stoned. I'm like, yeah, we are stoned. Like, I'm gonna get a sandwich. Like,
Right?
I mean,
Get a sandwich and maybe something to drink. Tell you what,
yeah,
I wear a sign that says "I'm baked."
yo, mad cool spot actually on tour. This reminds me, Chiba Hut. I
Mm.
was introduced to Chiba Hut, which they have all their food is named after like
Ooh.
Sona references and things like that. And like they
Okay.
had different tea drinks that one of them was named Pineapple Express. Like there was
Mm.
other ones like Days of Confused and shit like that. And
Nice.
it was so tasty too. Like I'm not just like there for the novelty.
Right.
Um, it was hitting. Like
Where is that
it was
located at?
awesome. So the one we went to was in Milwaukee,
Mm.
Wisconsin. But there's a few around the United States, and I had just been like hearing about it. You know, Chris Webby's always hitting the spot. I'm like, yeah, I gotta try this place. And then we were in Milwaukee, and it was walking distance, and I was like, yo, I get to fucking try this shit. Let's go. And
That's
it
fire.
it fully slapped. We were actually talking about at the show we were gonna hit it again. I was like, shit, I'm hungry again, and shit was closed, and we were like, no.
Hey, th-
We had to settle
that's
for
dope. You got to live that out. Now, did you get stoned before you went?
100%. We were
That's what I'm
stoned
talking about.
a lot of mushrooms on that tour too.
Yeah.
That was a good time. That was
I like a nice mushroom trip. That's just dope.
I've been really just microdosing mostly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like definitely tripping is fun, but I rather have
Some
that kind of
functionality.
and the excitement like spread out, right? You can take like
Yeah.
a quarter of shrooms and just really space it out. Like, you know what I mean? Buy half of your shroom, make it last.
Yeah.
And microdosing is a great way to do that, as well as it just it feels fucking awesome. I wouldn't say that mushrooms are necessarily for everyone, but if you want
Right.
to take mushrooms, then you should take mushrooms. If you
Right.
don't want to take mushrooms, you should not take mushrooms.
Right.
But yeah, I remember on tour we would like do the set because I always perform sober except for Columbus, Ohio.
Hey.
I'll tell that story in a minute, but we would do the set, and then I'd get off the set and be like, all right, now it's time to chill, and we eat some shrooms, and then later on, like I'd be just jamming out to the music, and there was a song that Chris Webby has called Weirdo,
Mm.
and I'm in that music video, so I'm the bunny in the music video.
Hey.
And so when he would do that, I would come out, I'd put the bunny ears on, and hop in the crowd, and the crowd surf every night on mushrooms.
That's
So
fire.
it was fucking wild.
That's
Like,
good times right there.
yeah, it was wild. But yeah, the Columbus, Ohio story is never felt the love from fans like Columbus, Ohio. Vermont, very close second. Big love to Vermont, one of my favorite places to go, Burlington, Vermont, to perform, especially at the higher ground. So shout out all of my Vermont peeps. But I love Maine too. It feels so close to home, But when I was in Columbus, Ohio, man, I didn't know about the college sports teams. When they scream OH, like everyone screams back IO.
Oh, okay.
Not privy to that. So when I was about to hit the stage, the DJ, right before he calls me on, shout out Dave Zombie, he's like, yo, let me hear it. OH. And every single person standing in this building screamed at the top of their lungs, IO. And I was just like, oh shit, they're ready for a show.
That's what's up.
So when I hopped up on stage, I had already been buzzing. I decided, you know what? I've been doing this same set. We had done like 16, 17 shows in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, bro, I got this. Like, there's no way I'm fucking up the words at this point, right? So it was second nature to perform, and all the walls were made of glass and like mirror. So I was up on stage, and I'm like fucking jumping around. The crowd is just roaring, like, And I'm looking over at myself in the mirror like, shit, boy, you're killing it.
Yeah, that's fire.
It was like, it was crazy.
You're having an outer body experience while
It was nuts.
performing. That's dope.
It was nuts. And just like the love that I was feeling from the crowd was like nothing else. I was just fully like being myself and really connecting with the crowd. And then when it was afterwards, then we popped some shrooms. They were kicking in. And we're looking at each other in the mirror. Me and my boy Timba are like, oh shit, bro. I'd never forget. We look over and Chris Fury, the tour manager, is just looking at us like, the fuck are these kids like doing, bro? Like, and we are cracking up, like laughing our asses off. It was insane. Like we just couldn't stop laughing. We were having the time of our lives, man.
That's what's up, man.
And
That's
then the next show, we found out that Webby had COVID and our videographer G2 had COVID, and we had to postpone the rest of the tour. So we ended up going home, came back out. We did a Black Friday show in Connecticut that Webby does every year, one of my favorite shows ever. Hey. And then followed that up with heading back out. We hit, I think it was Michigan. No, Chicago was on the regular tour. So Kentucky, I think, was one of them. One of the ones on the extra leg. I honestly don't remember. Hey. But, Ann Arbor, Michigan. That was one of them for sure. On the we hit that in December, and that shit was fun. The Blind Pig, weird name for a spot, but they got a bump in, man.
Hey, that's what's up. Shout out to Blind Pig up there. The fucking how did it feel like, not just doing the tour itself, but just getting out, being able to see parts of America? I was a traveling salesman at one point, so I kind of experienced that portion of it.
Yeah, no, things I had never seen before. When we were driving through the Smoky Mountains, man, I mean, I was like, damn, this is some, like, I needed to see this because, like I was telling you before, man, you were asking me where would I want to live, and it's like right here in Londonderry, like I'm a homebody for sure, but I love to travel for, like I go to LA a couple times a year, try to, like, you know, see the producers, like have some experiences in life, and went to Mexico this past December. That was a really cool trip. It was a 3-day festival, and they actually played me rapping standing in the studio on the big screen.
That's fine.
Meanwhile, the night before, like, Wiz Khalifa was just up there. Later that night, Bruno Mars played. So, like, right before Bruno Mars, I'm, like, up there rapping and shit. It was fucking crazy. But that was for thousands of people. It was nuts. But anyway, I like to go to these places and have, you know, these experiences, but just driving across America, you know, I literally crossed the Mississippi and came back. Yeah. Like, that is some shit that you never would see if you didn't try to get out there. I've done some other, you know, festivals like A3C, South by Southwest, where I went, you know, to both Atlanta and like Atlanta, Georgia, and Austin, Texas. So I've been around, but nothing like that, man.
Right, because driving, it's one thing to fly to a city, you know what I'm saying, go there and check out the city, but it's another thing to drive to that city. Right. Like, you see everything in between. Like you said, you went through the Rocky Mountains. I was driving out towards Iowa, where my dude Runock is, and we ended up in Council Bluffs, but we had to go over the Colorado Rockies, and that was a fucking experience. I mean, full blizzard, dude, just crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Wow. We're just driving through this shit, bro. So, yeah, that's cool to see shit like that, you know, parts of your country that you normally would never see.
Yeah, it was really cool because we started in, like, just New England. So the places that we first hit for shows, we were in Vermont, Maine, Boston, and, like, these are, like, the shows that I would normally do, right? So yeah. I was like, okay, we still around here. And then we got out to New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then moved out. Like, I went to Iowa City, right? Like, Iowa was a different vibe altogether. I went to a rave in a church in Iowa.
What?
Like, after a show. That shit was wild, dude.
Whoa.
It was a abandoned church, and they throwing a wet rave, and like, yeah, it was crazy party out there.
That's crazy.
But then, you know, you get back. So, like, right when we found out, like, some people had COVID, we had to postpone the shows and head back. Driving back through Vermont, you know, upstate New York, and then into Vermont, into New Hampshire, I was like, damn, man, like, there is no place like home. Like I
Right.
just felt like I was watching all the leaves change as we were driving,
Ah,
and I was like, damn, man, out of everything we just saw, like we drove from North Carolina to Missouri
mm.
in one drive. So we drove through Nashville. You know what I mean? Like we drove all over. And I was like, honestly, like nothing's as beautiful as these New England trees, man. Like, and I was so appreciative of how beautiful my homeland is. But
In fact,
um,
your homeland is so beautiful. People literally go there to watch the leaf change, right? As like a vacation shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a thing. I again things you take for granted until you go elsewhere and you. I mean, no offense, like Iowa was lit, but like cornfields, cornfields, cornfields. We literally asked Siri. We said because we all we could see was corn. We said, Siri, what is Iowa known for? She comes back, corn, corn, and more corn. That was
Three
her answer
times.
to that Siri's answer. And I was just like, bro, she's really playing with us.
Yo.
Like she just wanted to be smart. Like, it was mad funny.
Yeah, they needed that extra room in Iowa for the ethanol fuel, man.
Yeah.
We
So
gotta.
I saw a comment here asking me if I skate. Um, and I don't, I'm not very good at skateboarding. I longboard frequently because I like cruising and I like carving and shit. But I've never been a dude to smash a quarter pipe or half pipe or some shit. I can't even really ollie, barely.
Hey,
So I'll be real like that. But
but you got
longboard
balance.
shit. Yeah, yeah, and that's why snowboarding did come a little bit more naturally to me.
Mm.
I still ate shit quite a bit with snowboarding, but because it's a little different. But longboarding's just been my thing forever, man. I longboarded in like a lot of my like OG music videos and stuff like that.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. What was your? We got about a minute and a half. What was your favorite video to shoot?
Vanity, shot by Mason Rourke. That was ooh, maybe Vanity's second
Okay.
to Local Celebrity. That was my hometown. I got to be in a parade that I grew up watching people in the parade.
What?
And I was in the parade, and Ben Prue shot it. So it was obviously a crazy ass video. But even my boy, he's still my barber today, Kyle Graham, shout out KG. He had a party at his house, and we were playing long games like Can Jam. That's my favorite like long game in the summer. So it was just super me, like just like Sunshine, you know, super down to earth, very
Hey.
like me. And that was a long time ago. I had short hair, and
Hey.
that's like a very good representation of me and who I was. Wore overalls and shit, and that's something I used to do in high school. And it was just so me. Local Celebrity was great, but Vanity is really cool too because we did that whole shit green screen, and it was about how everything's fake on social media. And
Okay.
we were tearing down the green screen and like showing that shit's real.
Ooh.
And
I
we
like
shot
that.
Slow Climb to follow up. And that was me climbing Mount Monadnock, which is a
Oh,
place that I
shit.
love to climb on vacation. So
So you really be climbing up a mountain?
yeah, that whole music video. And
That's
then at the
crazy.
top, there's a drone shot at the fucking top
Ooh.
of the mountain. Ooh, it's nice.
Hey,
It's nice.
that's
Shout out
fire.
Mason Rourke. He killed that shit.
So when we come back from break, which video you want to show?
Let's show Local Celebrity because I want to explain.
Oh, okay. I want to cue that up right now. Local Celebrity. Let me get this started again. This thing always be just cutting the motherfucker off. They should be able to like you should be able to like hit a button and then it kicks you off. You know what I'm saying? So like if you don't hit the button within like a minute, then it just kicks you off. But they need to fix this shit. I know they ain't going to pamper to me, but just a suggestion out there if you are listening. Zoom, because that would be a cool feature if I could push a button and then we disconnect rather than it just falling off like that. It's kind of annoying. You said this was a while ago, right? There it is. 5 years ago. Oh shit.
Yeah, this one goes back.
So you wanted to say something about this, or after?
No, yeah, this is just Local Celebrity, man. This was like when I put out this album with the same title, Local Celebrity. It was very much just such a theme song for me. I'd start off almost every show with these horns. You're gonna hear it, the saxophone.
Oh, nice.
When that shit came on, everybody knew like, oh shit, Just for Kicks is like about to come on stage and shit. So it was really cool for a long time. And someday I'll be bringing it back into the set, but I got to let it become vintage first.
Right, nostalgic shit. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, next up, we got my dude Just for Kicks once again. This is Local Celebrity. We're going old school on you. Let's go.
Yo, Just for Kicks.
Wait a minute. Hold up. JFK, man. I don't want to ask how old you are, but I got to ask, how old are you, bro? If you don't want to tell me, I'm good, dude, because I used to wear my overalls like that, bro, when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, I used to have a boss that told me that he thought that I was born like a decade too late. He was like, oh, fuck, bro, like you should be straight from the 90s. But no, I was born in 94, man. I'm 28 years old.
Okay.
And yeah, the overalls were something that I used to rock in high school, and I used to joke with people like, "Yo, I'm bringing them back. I'm bringing them back." And then like overalls became stylish again for a while.
Right.
And that's like around this time when I was recording this shit, and I was just like, "Yo, I fucking told y'all." Like,
Hey,
this was my like, I told y'all to high school basically.
See, now you got the edge on fashion too, so now you got another line to fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So keep doing your thing, man. I just had to point that out, man. I'm gonna bring it back a minute. Yeah, shout out to you, man.
Yo, Just for Kicks. What up? Fresh cut, looking good.
Hey, yo, Just for Kicks.
Just for Kicks.
Oh, what up, man?
What are you doing? Famous?
Nah, I'm more like a local celebrity.
Cause for some this is the introduction. I fit my name in the discussion when we're at the function. I got production with the hot percussion. So every time you listen, it gon' give you the damn concussion. Yeah, from the way you bang your head, I ain't never banged a lead. I should probably sing instead, but no, I know the flow is part of my language. So I always gotta speak it, let's eat in a sandwich. Cause I don't talk with my mouth full. And all y'all talking say my plan seems doubtful. Path to success, I just took a different route, fool. Peace to my fans, I couldn't do it without you. Yeah, cause I'm that local celebrity. So everybody that I know don't wanna mess with me. Y'all forgot to keep it cool was in the recipe. Everybody's friends with the local celebrity. I'm that local celebrity. So everybody that I know don't wanna mess with me. Y'all forgot that keep it cool was in the recipe. Everybody's friends with the local celebrity. My mob deep, but nobody's sleeping with the fishes. I don't show with snitches, I don't even get suspicious. Trust in my family, that's word to Eugene Aloysius. And mine's a one collective genius, more than just a business. Spit it nice, I ain't never sounded something vicious. These women think I'm delicious and wanna give me kisses. Yeah, so remember that next Christmas when Just for Kicks is written on your little sister's wish list. But I ain't trying to be arrogant. You wouldn't recognize me if I cut my hair again. But round here, I'm surrounded by Cameron fans staring from the stands. That's how I know that I stand a chance. Yeah, cause I'm that local celebrity. So everybody that I know don't wanna mess with me. Y'all forgot to keep it cool was in the recipe. Everybody's friends with the local celebrity. I'm that local celebrity. So everybody that I know don't wanna mess with me. Y'all forgot that keep it cool was in the recipe. Everybody's friends with the local celebrity.
All right, I can see how this could have been one of your funnest videos to ever make. Easy, hands down. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Just a little comedy for
They
you,
was
know?
like, what
But
the
yeah, we
fuck
had
did my
all
dude
local
just do?
businesses in there from my hometown, and that was what we were giving credit to and shit. So it's all about local shit. But yeah, I had to be a goofball at the end, man. That's what Just for Kicks is all about. Never taking yourself too seriously. You know, I'm a jokester.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I'm the same way. You know, I don't care if people make fun of me. Like, I think it's funny. I'll make fun of myself, you know, before a motherfucker make fun of me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just have that type of, you know, just life isn't that serious. Fuck it, you know?
Facts. That's a track. Me and my boy Clueless, when he was Clueless, he goes by Recluse now, but he's a homie I was actually chilling with today. That's the homie that got me started with rapping. We had a song called Why So Serious. We were dressed up like Joker and shit because it was just like, why? Like, we were just joking around, man. Like, we just started rapping. Like, that was the game plan. It's like, yo, people are going to laugh at us when we first put out music. So let's get them laughing with us, and then we can slowly make more serious shit. And that's exactly what we did. And yeah, and now we rocking. Now fucking shit's not so bad.
Hey, and shout out to being able to be in the local parade. You know what I'm saying? That must have been just
That was a
an
dream
epic
come true,
moment.
for sure. I want to do it again, honestly. But that was like, you know, when you're a kid and you're just like, yo, I want to do this. Like, just like at that parade, it's the main road. It goes by this big outdoor stage.
Oh, nice.
And my very first show ever was on that outdoor stage, and we threw like a double kegger at my house like later that night. It was my 21st birthday. My first
Hey,
birthday
that's
was my
epic
21st
shit
birthday.
right there.
Dude, it was like crazy party, bro. Like, people started showing up. I didn't even know them, but I was like, we got enough beer, so it's fine. Like, there was like 150 people in my crib. Like, it was fucking wild, bro.
That's awesome. And that was your property, your parents' house that you shot that at too?
Exactly. So the video for Local Celebrity was at my buddy Kyle Graham. He's my barber.
Okay.
And he's been my boy since high school. So actually since middle school. And then some of that stuff was shot, like the saxophone lane that was in my backyard. That's where we shot Toy Story for Token.
Okay.
But yeah, basically the house that I live in now, my parents own a duplex. So for anybody that isn't from the suburbs, it's like two houses that are connected. And the other side is where my Nana lived when I was like a young kid. So my parents would just say, yeah, go hang out with Nana. She babysit you, whatever. When my parents could do what they needed to do on days that they wanted to, you know, be without kids, right? So then growing up, I was like, damn, I was like watching Captain Planet and shit, coming home from kindergarten, sitting cross-legged on the floor, like, damn, I want to live here when I grow up, right?
Right.
And so now that's where I live. And I built the studio in the basement and everything. So my parents are my neighbors, and that way that we have the whole backyard is like our land. It's almost like a compound now, you know what I mean?
That's
and like,
fire.
when my parents are watching now, it's funny. My sister's kicking her kids over to my parents sometimes, right? They're watching them like twice a week, and I get to spend time with my nephews, which is a beautiful thing. And yeah, it's my sanctuary, man. That's why I would never leave. You know, I hope to pass this shit down to my family if they want it. You know what I mean? My kids someday, but.
Hey, that's what's up, man. See, that's the thing. You gotta think about the future, right? Like, I have a daughter that's already grown up and out of the house, you know, and at some point, you know, I would want to be able to leave her something behind, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I ever get, you know, that check, you know what I'm saying, that I don't have to worry about money no more, I'm gonna buy like 1,000 acres somewhere in the middle of America, Texas, Arizona, somewhere in the desert where people don't want to go, you know. I'm going to have the ultimate fucking, I'm bringing all my friends and family with me. Everybody gets a spot, and we'll have fucking fallout shelter, the whole nine, and with a big old fence around the whole thing. I'll have auto turrets so nobody can get in, you know.
You're trying to like Knox Beach right now, man. It's just like, yo, I'm going to fucking have a turret. Like, no, nobody coming to my crib.
That's what I'm talking about.
Basement too, but man, that dude, he's he's super dope at what he does. Actually, shout out to Knox Beats, because the next track that I got coming, "Bless You," was completely like, I gave him a lot of creative control on this shit. And of course, he was like, "Man, this is what I kind of want to make with you. What do you think?" and everything. But he sampled himself sneezing.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've heard Token's cough.
Yes.
That was the same type of thing. He like coughed and he sampled it, and then he made a fucking beat for Token, because of the pandemic and stuff. So we made "Bless You," and he sampled himself sneezing and turned it in this crazy beat. And
That's
it was
fire.
really fun. So that shit's coming out February 16th. This is the first time I'm announcing that. I wanted to drop Croc as a way to make sure that everyone was paying attention still.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
See, you got a business mind as well. Like you've figured out a lot of the marketing skills. So that's huge, man. You see someone like Tom McDonald, you know what I'm saying, just kind of like go crazy with the marketing and shit like that. That's what you need to make that million sub fucking playlist, and you got just videos doing million views an hour, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when the money starts pouring in, and you're like, holy shit, I think I need security.
No, I mean, I've definitely been good with the marketing shit. Like, the idea wise, there's definitely so much with the internet for fine tuning.
Yeah.
My marketing skills are more basic than that, but I'm very good at interpersonal skills. So that's why all of my biggest connections have come from meeting someone in person, and they just fuck with me as a person, and then I get opportunities that way.
That's what's up.
So I give opportunities to people the same way.
And a lot of people nowadays don't talk face to face. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird to be like, oh shit, I met somebody in person, I had to shake their hand and look them in the eyes. Like, well, that's what you do, right? I mean, I know I'm old, you know what I'm saying? You're in your mid 20s, you're starting, to well, not starting, but you've been meeting people for years, face to face, and all your friends, you know what I'm saying? So, just a word to the kids out there just sitting in their beds on their phone, you know what I'm saying? Get outside and talk to somebody every once in a while. It'll help you in life.
It's tremendous what you can learn from other people. Keeping an open mind, that's what Minds of One Collective Genius is all about, right? Like, if you keep an open mind to the world, then you're gonna have a much better experience here on Earth, because there's so much out there for you to grow and learn and experience through just speaking to other people that have lived the life. You know what I mean? They lived a life that is nothing like yours, so you can learn from that without having to do those things or anything like that.
Yeah, and everybody has a unique perspective. Even the person who lives next door to you has a unique perspective, and it's huge. Perspective
is reality. So technically, everybody is living a very different reality because everyone has different perspectives.
Facts.
It's incredible. That's why you have to like hear people out. When people have like a different point of view, instead of being like, nah, that ain't right because that's not what I agree with. Right. You gotta reframe your mind to say like,
it could be a possibility.
Why do you think that? Like understanding where someone's coming from is huge.
Facts.
There's an image that really like resonates with me of like people standing on either side of the number 6 and 9, right? It's like you could be arguing this is a 6, no, this is a 9.
Facts.
You're both right. It's just different perspectives.
Hey, I love that, man. That's amazing. I've never seen that, but it's absolutely 100% factual.
Facts, and that's why Jimi Hendrix probably said, if a 6 was a 9, I'd be fine.
Right. No, I got
man.
you.
It's all good.
Yeah. Yo, Gary, what's good? J Caddy Beats is in the house, man. Good to see y'all, man. I hope y'all having a great week. We got my dude Just for Kicks in the house, having a great conversation, listening to some great music. And if you want to get to what he's doing, hit that link in the description below. That's to the link tree, and you'll find every place, concert footage, all that in there. Great analogy. Facts, Rue, not facts. That shit was amazing. 6 is a 9. I mean, come on, man. It's just Because if you think about it, one person's saying on the bottom, right? Some person's saying on the top, but it's different on each side. That's crazy. So we got what's coming next, like
So
for this year.
Next
No, no,
one's
no.
Bless You, and every month after that, I'm trying to drop.
Okay.
I got a lot that was cooked up over the past year. I really didn't drop much. It's funny, you said mid-20s, and I was gonna be like, is that a plug? Because I dropped a music video mid-20s with Ben Prue.
Oh shit, you did?
Yeah, and that one is on my Before and After album. Before and After was an album that was put together just kind of encompassing how when I first started rapping, this shit was for fun. It was just with my boys, Q Quick and Clueless, and Q Quick had been my boy for years. I was his best man at his wedding this past year, and just like us kind of growing through this shit.
Yeah.
And developing Minds of One Collective Genius with my boy 13 Ball and everything like that, and that whole experience up until like, what are we gonna do after, right? Like after tour is over, like, and I'm just kind of like, okay, we did that. What's next, you know?
Right.
So that's what that whole album was about. And there was a portion in there mid-20s where when I was probably like at my lowest in my entire life, I just felt like I was broke as shit, and like I didn't know if what I was reaching for was worth it, and like I had all these things running through my head, and I just made that song. It's a very sad song, but I think it resonates with pretty much everybody, because like everybody goes through that moment of like, shit, I'm just trying to fucking fix what I got fucked up right now, like. And then and so Ben Prue did that music video, as well as Exposure. That was a new track that I did that we shot a little video for. But that was pretty much it last year. It was a light year.
So
I just got off tour. I had to rebuild everything. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of shit recorded over that year that has not dropped yet.
Hey, make sure you hit that fucking link in the description, because you're gonna want to. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to get all that new shit too, and spin that shit on Spotify. You know what you're doing out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bless You will be on all streaming platforms when it drops February 16th. And then I got some songs with, other Minds of One Collective Genius artists. I'm going to be grabbing some other features. You got
any feature that you'd like to tell us about that you're going to be like, this is a upper level underground, artist? Or
I don't want to drop names yet.
Okay.
But yes, that's exactly, where what I'm talking about, artists like that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go about artists that I've already worked with, the things that are already out, we could talk about Echo, because Back to the Future was a great project. I had always wanted to make a Back to the Future song. The kicks and Just for Kicks on my logo.
I was trying to find that logo to put it there where I put myself, because it was just like a dead space there. I was like, I got to get this logo, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's I'm sorry, like, I could have sent it to you, but
I should have just asked. Yeah,
it's the kicks that hang off Just for Kicks are actually the air mags from Back to the Future Part 2.
The light up ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was super cool. Like, I've always been a big Back to the Future fan, and it was super cool to have Echo hop on that track with me, because he's, I knew he was a big nerd on Back to the Future as well. Yeah. And he delivered, man.
How was it working with Echo?
It was dope. We got that track cooking. Like, we weren't, together in the studio or anything. I recorded the verse here in the studio. Okay. And I had been working with my boy 13 Ball. He was, running the engineering for me, and we were tracking it. And I was like, man, I really got to make sure this one hits, right? I'm going to have Echo on it. And he agreed. We were just kind of like emailing, talking on Instagram and shit at the time. But I knew I was going on tour with him. So when I was going to drop this album for tour, I was like, I want to make sure this shit comes out.
That's good. What's up.
So what happened was, I was tracking with him, and then I wasn't really happy with it. So at like 1 a.m, I got out of bed, and I was like, I'm feeling it. And I just went down and tracked myself, and I just laid the verse so tight, and I was like, this is the one. When I sent that shit to him, he finished it up. He had his engineer, Curtis, did that one. He crushed that out of the park. and I was able to put it on the album. The really really cool shit about that album is that it also has a song featuring 13 Ball that is produced by DJ Hoppa, and DJ Hoppa was of course Dizzy Wright's DJ on tour. So I was touring with the cats that were on my album,
That's
and
fire.
it was just like it's crazy that like that shit wasn't planned. We grabbed that beat from Hoppa when I opened for Dizzy like 2 years before.
That's fire.
So it was just like, what the fuck, man? Like this shit could not have gone more perfect. Like I was signed up for that tour before I knew Dizzy was gonna be on it. So shit just really, really lined up, and I was like, I gotta get this album out. But I at least had the studio where I could just cook all summer long, drop the album, then went out on tour in the fall.
Yeah, imagine how much it would cost to show up at a studio at 1 a.m. I
Right,
bet you there'd be
right.
some extra fees on top of that shit.
You know what? It's funny is the guy that did "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" on ukulele.
Mm-hmm. The big
And
Hawaii dude.
yeah, same story. He like in the middle of the night hit somebody that had a studio and was just like, "I need to come in right now
Mm.
and do this shit." And then he fucking laid that. So I don't know what that cost him, or if he just had the homie that had the studio or what. But
Right.
I certainly needed this place built here because while it was the pandemic, I was like, shit, I can't record.
Yeah.
This can't happen. This is never going to be a problem ever again.
Right.
So it took until we were out of the pandemic to have the studio built and everything, but it was our pandemic project at least. And then once it was built, it's like, I don't care if the world shut down. I'm still putting out music, bro. Like, you can't stop me now.
Big facts. Andrea's in the house. Big shout out to
Hey,
Andrea.
shout out Andrea. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Appreciate you putting all this together, girl.
Absolutely. She worked her ass off, man. Seriously. She be putting in all the emails. She's been getting like down on herself lately, and I tell her, it's okay because these people get busy as shit. And she's like, I know, but I just get so angry. But don't leave my girl on red, y'all. Don't leave my girl on red. That's all I'm saying. At least just say no.
She's working way too hard for that. Shout out Andrea, man.
Hey.
This whole thing wouldn't be possible without her. So
That's big facts, man. And this guy right here, super humble, great talent. We wish nothing but the best for him. That's facts.
appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you for having me.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's my pleasure. This is what I live for, man. Like if I can get somebody off the radio and into the underground, that's my main mission. Because that radio shit, while it's good for some places, you know what I'm saying, it isn't good for everyday life. That's not. You can't live your life by listening to the radio. You'd just be like a club junkie or something. You know what I'm saying? That'd be crazy. You gotta listen to shit that's got substance. You gotta listen to shit that got real life stories in it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the perspective thing, right? Like
Right.
when I hear your stories, it's gonna be different. Somebody inner Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Their story, you know what I'm saying? So, I think even though I might not fuck with all the music, you know what I'm saying? I don't really like a lot of music with a heavy auto tune and shit like that. But even some of those artists now, those underground artists, are still they're telling a story now. They're not just talking about their dick and how many girls they fucked and look at this car I don't own and you know what I'm saying, all kinds of crazy stupid shit.
Yeah.
Feels nice to hear that I'm appreciated that past week. Hey, you always appreciate it. That's facts, Andrea. That's big facts. Yeah, especially Echo, my guy. Don't leave me dead on that shirts. Facts. Hey, Echo busy though. I try to tell her, man. Echo busy.
He honestly he is super busy, man. Like trying to set up some shit with him was it was tough because he's got a lot of moving parts and he's just like me running it all himself.
Yeah.
So that gets.
And at one point, he was trying to be an actor, wasn't he? He's probably still trying to pursue that shit.
Yeah, I can't really speak on what he has going with that, but I'm sure if that dude wants it, he's gonna go get it.
That's facts.
That's one thing about him.
That's facts.
Shout out Echo. That dude gave me the whole fucking blueprint. Let me tell you, when we were on tour, where I was at on tour, Dave Zombie was like, yo, Echo was in your shoes 2 years ago. So he's like, this is the shit you can do with it. You just gotta fucking hustle. And even with Echo's blueprint, man, I haven't been able to attain that. You know what I mean? I have other goals and shit too. We're obviously different people,
Right.
but still, I mean, the fact that he has done what he has done, you can't knock that man's hustle, man. That's
That's
crazy.
facts. He was so happy when he got that. It was like a Marvel song he got to do in his local comic book store. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's how I found out about Echo.
that.
The
Yeah,
thought.
I was just like, that's got to be one humble ass dude to be that happy about being able to go to this local store that he's always gone to buy his comic books to film a video. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, man, I saw that video, and I'm a huge Marvel nerd. So I saw that and was like, "Yo, I fuck with this dude heavy. Who is this kid?" And I started digging into his music.
Yeah.
And then he was touring with Webb that year, and I was opening up the show in when they came through New Hampshire at Hampton Beach.
Nice.
And so, we did a show, and I'm like, dude, this is so crazy. Like, it was actually with Jaron Benton too, drinking with Jaron Benton in the green room.
Shout out to Jaron, man. Jaron fire, bro.
Jaron's so
and
fire.
Hobson coming back with some new shit this year too.
Yeah, Hobson. He is some stuff with Passionate MC. He goes by a different name now, but Passionate MC. I was talking to maybe a year ago, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I went out to Hobson's and like we have a bunch of shit in the can, like ready to go. Like I'm just waiting to fucking drop it." I'm like, "Drop that shit, man! What
Right?
the fuck?"
Come on, man. We need
But
that
yeah.
new.
Jaren's a funny ass cat, bro. Like when we were drinking in the green room, he's cracking jokes and shit. He's just a funny dude, but he very, very like quiet. Like I had to like pry to like have him like, but I mean anything that he does say when he opens his mouth, like you smiling with it. It's funny, but like I'm like, yo, like, what's good with Kato? And you go, Kato, who Kato? like it's just like always fucking around.
Okay.
But yeah, he was a lot of fun. But when Echo was on that show, I was like, dude, this is perfect because like I'm such a Webby fan. I know that the fact that I fuck with Echo, like Webby's fans are gonna love Echo. And then sure enough, like every year after that, he's been on tour with them, and then including the one that I went with them. And yeah, they've just been killing it. He also went out with Bliss and Esso, and they went to Australia.
Yeah, that's where they're from.
What?
Bliss and Esso, man, so fire, and they've been fire for decades in Australia. Like those, like when I started this channel, I didn't know nothing about Australian rap, nothing. I didn't even know it existed, and then I got a few people in requesting it, and I was just like took on a path. I was like, yo, Australia really loves hip hop. They love hip hop, dude. Like even their most mainstream shit is not like club shit. It's like rap.
Nah, for real. Yeah, Australia's heavy. Germany too. Germany fucks with
Yeah.
hip hop heavy.
Big time.
Cause like like I know M. Dot, another Boston cat. He's bigger in Germany than anywhere else.
That's what
R.A. the
Abstract
Rugged
is.
Man.
Who?
All right, the
R.A.?
Rugged Man lives. Yeah, he lives in Germany. Like that's
Oh,
where
does
his kids are at and shit. Yeah, dude, he's
Oh, wow.
just straight up like lives out there. I think he got a German girl, had some kids, lives out there. It's crazy. Because he would be texting me. RA would be texting me, and like, I'm like, dude, what time is it there? Because like, it is not a time that I want to be fucking texting with you right now. But you're also the Rugged Man, so I'm gonna text you back. Like,
Right.
But yeah, it was crazy because he would always be going from Germany to New York and trying to get his like music shit happening with New York. But he knew if he wanted some like good video and shit, he would have to come up to New England.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, dude. It's like New England low key is like where a lot of shit be made, and
Okay.
no one really knows about it. Like everybody just thinks like, oh, like East Coast is all New York, maybe Atlanta too.
Right.
Down south, but Northeast, like you don't think anything else but New York.
That's dope. That's dope though. Y'all got a great squad, you got a great environment with people surrounding that squad, you know what I'm saying? So that is a dream come true in itself, you know what I'm saying, where you could just drive a few hours and be somewhere you need to be. Because out here in California, like if I wanted to go down to LA from Sacramento, it's 600 miles, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's 8-9 hour drive. That's crazy.
That is
I mean,
crazy. Man.
it take you 8 hours to get here by airplane. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what? Yeah.
Well,
I
probably
can-
about 10.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine.
Oh, you're going to be imagining soon enough, my guy. J. Caddy Beast wants to know, who's your biggest inspired non-hip hop person, place, or quotes?
That's a really good question. Give me like a minute to really make sure I hit this one on the head, because I don't want to be regretting. No, I should have said them. You know what I mean? So I would say I'm very inspired by Jeff Hardy, the professional wrestler. When I was
I've heard that from other MCs. Let's go.
No
Keep
way.
going. I swear
No
to
way, bro.
at least 2 or 3 others.
Damn.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yes. So when I was a kid, I was huge into professional wrestling, to the point when I was like 16, I like trained at the same school that Triple H did, Kofi
Fire.
Kingston did. I've actually, Sasha Banks, the pro wrestler, she has been women's champion. She was on fucking WrestleMania, headlining for Divas. Her first time in a wrestling ring was with me, because I was like scrawny 16-year-old, and she was just learning the ropes, and I had been training there for a couple months. So I was like, we would body slam each other. And then, I didn't pursue it as my thing, and that's why when I stopped, and then I'd be watching wrestling, I was babysitting some kids like years later. I was watching wrestling, and the people coming down the ramp were all kids that I went to school with.
That's fire.
And I was like, all right, next time I do something, I'm not quitting, because the only way you fail is to quit.
Facts.
And that's why with this music shit, I'm riding it till the wheels fall off, because I've seen what can happen, the wildest shit, right? So pro wrestling for me was really big when I was younger, and Jeff Hardy was a dude that was fearless, man. He's absolutely fearless, and they used to make like these YouTube videos playing like real dramatic music to like clips of him wrestling, and he's like climbing up ladders and jumping off of them, and I was like, man, like I want to be fearless. I want to be insanely, like, I want to be an inspiration to people like that. And now I'm jumping off stages in the crowds, and I know people are watching that shit. It's to music, which before this is over, we should play after.
Okay.
After is the tour recap. Song. And it's a somber song. It's with my boy Life from Minds One Collective Genius. But the song, the album Before and After started with the song Before and ended with After, featuring Life. So we should play that, because this was my tribute video to tour. It's much like Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was my inspiration, though.
Hey, that's cool shit. And I just got through watching the Royal Rumble, because it just happened.
Yes, sir.
And Kobe Kingston was in that shit. I was like, oh shit, I ain't seen this dude in forever, bro. And then all of a sudden, he's back in it. Who else was in it? Brock Lesnar was in it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yo, dude, they
That's
bring us back.
right? Here Comes the Pain, like the video game on PS2 and shit. That shit was nuts.
Right? That shit fire, bro. I was just like, and then they had the, of course, the women's division Royal Rumble, and that shit was fire too, man. Like
it's dope that they've done that now, like, and give them their own shine, because like there's so many like talented divas that it was like you only get like one divas match or show and that sort of stuff. Like now you have your own Royal Rumble, like this is sick.
Right. And the girl who started that shit ended up winning it. Like number one won that whole fucking thing. I was just like, yo, that's impressive. Because that's an hour plus you just stand in that ring getting thrown around. Even though you ain't really getting fucked up, you getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like you still taking a beating on your body. We all saw what Jake the Snake went through.
Dog, let me tell you, I've done this wrestling shit. When people say wrestling's fake, I'm like, yeah, you ain't never been like slammed by a 400-pound man when you're like less than 150 pounds. Like when I was a teenager, bro, like it beat on my body. I saw a dude snap his ankle. Our trainer had broken his back before he started even training us. He was never the same, but he made it into the WWE. So crazy thing, real quick. Handsome Johnny. I don't know what he goes by in the WWE, but he's one of the Viking guys. He broke his back long before he ever got into the WWE.
Holy
and
shit!
He recouped that shit and got back. But I know I'm rambling. We can play.
No. Those are interesting stories because, I mean, we only got about 4 minutes left. We better start this before we run out of time.
It's 3 minutes, so it'll be perfect.
It's over with. Everyone's grown, everyone's old. Better get sober, kid. I'm still at home, all night alone. That's when I wrote this shit. On them late summer nights, I make my coldest shit. So I just go with it. Wish we could coexist and make the most of it. Lost in my loneliness while crossing off my grocery list. Got too much cereal, pour another bowl of it. Soak until it's soggy, feeling foggy as I slowly drift. Don't think I'm immature, I feel like my age. Play with Play-Doh, this the allegory of decay. I feel enlightened, is it wisdom or the drugs I take? Like why would God put them on earth for us to go to space? I wanna close the case, want some resolution. But every answer comes with questions and I'm stuck here clueless. I'm not much of a Buddhist, but can you teach me chakras? Cause all this pressure pushing on me, grinding me to chalk dust. But I'm a diamond.
Hey, that's one for the fans right there, man.
Yeah, for real, man. That shit just bring me back. Just seeing that again.
Hey, that's super cool, man. And 20 years from now, you're going to be able to look back on that again. And you're just be like, yo, those days were fucking amazing. I was learning and meeting all kinds of new shit. You know, like a lot of new things were opening up in the life. That's fire, man.
And a lot of new things coming, man. So February 16th, Bless You, produced by Knox, engineered by Knox Beats. He's the man. So very, very excited. And if you haven't yet, go back and watch Croc.
Yes.
We got shit coming all 2023.
Yes, man. I imagine you probably need to wrap it up. It's probably getting a little late over there. I want to thank you for your time, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, dude, for real.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Shout out to Hip Hop Radar Underground. And
oh, shit, man. I knew it was going to cut. Fuck. Yo, my dude, if you want to hop back on, do your shout outs, let me know. I'll pull it back up. Yo, my dude Larry is in the motherfucking building. What's good, Larry? How you doing? Big salute, homie. I know y'all got that new out. I know you got that new out. But big shout out to Just for Kicks, man. Appreciate your time, man. Great to get to know you, man. And really, the whole SGR crew hopes you get everything good in your life, man. You deserve. So, big salute, homie. Yeah, we got a very busy weekend coming up, y'all. We got a super busy weekend coming up. Let's see. Just wanted to say shout out to Andrea for setting it up. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. JFK, big salute, homie, man. Hope we get to see you much more in the future. We'll be able to promote anything you need to do, man. So just come through, drop me a DM or whatever you need, and I got you, man. If you want to come back on for an album review in the future, love to do that as well. So big shout out to you. Big shout out to the SGR crew. And yeah, man, we're going to have a ton of stuff going down this weekend. Tomorrow, Friday, is going to be our weekly This Week in Hip Hop. So make sure you tap in and catch some vibes on that day. Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific, we got Austin Simmons coming through. We haven't talked to Austin in a minute, so this is going to be fire. Then on Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, we got Curtis Foster coming through at 5 p.m. But also on Saturday, over at Hip Hop Show with No Name, we're going to be dropping the first, well, it's going to be live, the first of the month show over there at 8 p.m. Pacific. Is it 8 p.m.? I think it's 8 p.m. Pacific. So it's a late night program. We're going to be rocking over there, talking about the beginnings of hip hop and shit. So go over to Hip Hop Show with No Name, sub up. And yes, J Caddy going to be there. Facts. Scully, Deuce, hip hop food spot's going to be there. There's gonna be a lot of people on the panel, dude. So we're gonna be able to see history and knowledge of hip hop that probably hasn't been, in one place condensed like this in a long time. So definitely show up. Drew Knox said, "I'm gonna be there." Facts. There's that link. Thank you, J Caddy. I appreciate that, man. That's love. Yeah, definitely pull up over there, and that'll be Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific. So. Definitely come through, show some love, put your input on what you know about hip hop, the whole nine. So there's going to be a lot of activity over there. Bet. Facts. And Andrea, thank you so much for all the hard work you put in, for real. I wish you could see my face because I'm being, very serious right now. And yeah, thank you for all the hard work you do. I appreciate you. And yeah. I guess that's going to wrap up tonight's event. Much love to everybody. I'll see you guys on the next one, all right? Peace.